Hi viewers, welcome to Metallurgy with A.J.R. Small concepts in an easy and simple manner. Have you ever come across a bolt tempered to 40 to 45 RC breaking prematurely in service in a brittle manner? That is, the fracture surface is brittle in nature. This adds to the huge cost of repair of that particular machine or the component concerned. One of the reasons could be tempered embrittlement. In this video, we'll discuss about what are the causes of this tempered embrittlement and what temperature this tempered embrittlement occurs during tempering.
Tempering. First of all, let us understand what is tempering. Tempering is a subcritical heat treatment. That is, below the critical temperature only the heat treatment is done. That is below A1 temperature. It is normally performed after hardening. The material is hardened, you know very well, by quenching from the austenitizing region. This quenched hardened material will be having a very high hardness of around 65 RC, and they are seldom used in the industry. So we require a desired hardness by toughness ratio for a given material. For example, bolts, they have a hardness of around 35 to 40 RC. Sometimes it is around 25 RB, like that. So in order to temper, this tempering treatment is being done. Especially it is very important in tempering springs used in the suspension of automobiles. Tempering can be divided into three groups. One is low temperature tempering, around 160 to 300 degrees centigrade, used for case hardened components and cold working tool steels. Typical hardness requirement is around 60 HRC. Next is tempering of spring steels. This is around 300 to 500 degrees centigrade. Generally this is used for spring steels only. Typical hardness requirement is around 45 HRC. The third one is high temperature tempering. It is 500 degrees centigrade or higher. It is used for quenched and tempered steels, hot working tool steels and high speed steels. The hardness will vary from 300 HB to 65 HRC depending on the material. Embrittlements during tempering. There are certain temperature ranges at which the embrittlement phenomenon takes place. One is the blue brittleness region. It is around 270 to 370 degrees centigrade. Why is called blue brittleness region? This corresponds to the temperature at which the material becomes blue in color. Another embrittlement is temper embrittlement. This occurs around 470 to 600 degrees centigrade. These are the two embrittlements occurring during tempering. The two types of embrittlement are discussed briefly here. One is the blue brittleness. The bluish temperature range is around 200 to 300 degrees centigrade, hence the name. And there is substantial decrease in ductility and impact strength. Blue brittleness is caused mainly by the interaction of nitrogen atoms with dislocations. The next is temper embrittlement. Temper embrittlement occurs along the tempering range around 400 to 600 degrees centigrade. Here the fracture toughness decreases. Presence of impurities in steels, the segregate in prior austenitic grain boundaries during heat treatment is the major reason. Addition of chromium, nickel and manganese, like in the case of spring steels, will cause greater susceptibility to temper embrittlement. The original toughness of steel can be restored by heating to above 600 degrees centigrade and cooling rapidly to about 300 degrees centigrade. So temper embrittlement is a reversible process. It is always comes back to its original place by further heat treatment. But in the case of blue brittleness, it is a irreversible process. Because once this particular blue brittleness takes place, the material cannot be used, it will be brittle only. For our experiment, let us take 3 specimens. Specimen A did not suffer any embrittlement, so the specimen is having very good elongation to fracture, as you can see from the figure. Specimen B suffered from blue brittleness, the corrective action cannot be taken, the process is irreversible. Specimen C suffered from temper embrittlement at 550 degrees centigrade during tempering. This heat treatment defect is rectifiable since it is reversible. So you can see the 3 tensile specimen how it behaves.
Friends, if you like my videos, please click the like button and subscribe. Thank you.